I've been expecting you. Hello, my name is Skylar Adams, and today I'm going to be covering some common misconceptions related to tongue ties and frenectomies, and I'm also going to be covering the process of a frenectomy. So I think there's no better way to get into the video than by going straight into covering the misconceptions.
Okay, what is a tongue tie?
So, a tongue tie is a short band of tissue underneath the tongue, restricting the tongue's movement.
How is a tongue tie diagnosed?
So, the best way for a dentist to be able to identify a tongue tie is by looking under the tongue to check the severity of the band. A way that you could do this is by caving, which is doing this. To see what I did there better, I put this picture on screen. What it's displaying is somebody putting their tongue and creating suction with the roof of their mouth, exposing that tissue so you can see the restriction.
So my question is, what basically causes a tongue tie?
The tissue band, also known as the frenulum, is underneath the tongue and it didn't separate at birth.
Well, why would you need to treat a tongue tie?
One reason why you would want to treat a tongue tie, as I said before, is because the tongue tie restricts the tongue's movement. In this picture you can see all the way on the right, there's a tongue tie of grade 4, and that's pretty much completely restricting the tongue, while all the way on the left, that tongue has the freedom that it needs.
Does a frenectomy hurt?
So, the frenectomy procedure will not hurt since you have local anesthesia. The only part that might hurt is when you're doing the stretches after the procedure. The stretches are necessary since you don't want the tongue tie to come back, you want to get the tongue used to having more freedom, and you want to build up the tongue's muscle. So, after clearing some misconceptions, a popular question you might ask is,
how do you perform a frenectomy?
well, my friend, I'll show you the process right now. Okay, so firstly, this is the CO2 laser. This is what we use to get rid of that tissue underneath the tongue. On this model that I made, that white clay underneath the tongue represents that tissue, which is also known as the frenulum. The first step in the process is to use the tongue fork and raise the tongue so that we're able to inject the anesthesia, as you see here. After injecting the anesthesia, all that's left is to wait for a few minutes, and then we're going to come in using the laser, and we're going to use horizontal and vertical movements to get rid of the tongue tie. After doing that, the only thing that's left is to stitch back up the tongue, and then to perform stretches to regain the tongue's strength. As you see here, this tongue has way more freedom than that first tongue model did. So, thank you for watching. I hope this video was very helpful, and I hope you're no longer nervous about frenectomies.